What's up, Nano Cortex users? It's Steve Sterlacci. Today we got a new update, I think yesterday, but today I'm covering it. We got a new 2.1 update for your Nano Cortex. So we got Nano S 2.1 now available, which basically now, in my opinion, this kind of should have been done with the previous update. Once they allowed the more expanded signal chain in the Nano Cortex, I think this should have been a day one implementation, but the big thing here, and kind of the main only thing in this update, aside from some fixes, is that we can now MIDI control the effects blocks in Nano Cortex. So as you know from the previous update, we now are able to have a complex signal chain of, I think it's 5 blocks, and be able to do all sorts of cool things. But previously we couldn't actually bypass these blocks and use it as a pedal board. So it was kind of still the same preset based format, whereas now this can give you a compact all-in-one rig if you're a really simple user. Me personally, I've been trying as hard as I can to have as less gear and less complications as possible. So this is really appealing to me, this setup that I'm going to be showing you here. So I have set up my Morningstar MC6 Mark II, the old reliable one. Is this even Mark II? It might even be Mark I. I'm not sure. I think it's Mark II. It doesn't say Mark II. I could be wrong, but I've had this forever and it's never let me down. It's easy to program. Anything Morningstar is really nice. I hate doing anything with MIDI. That's why I'll probably have my friends from String Velocity will make me a custom pedal that can do all of these bypassing and all the stuff I want done. So I've got this set up here. This can go on a pedal board and be an all-in-one rig. Super compact, easy to travel with, and yeah, just overall cool. Let's see what else we have here. Scrolling through the changelog here, we've got incoming MIDI control changes. That's what we just talked about, where you can control your bypassing individual device slots, controlling the expression pedal position, tap tempo, tuner, and all of that. Tap tempo is now available on unit as well as through the app. IR loader bypass, so you can go mono to front of house with a cab IR and also bypass that cab IR through the second output and go to a power amp on stage. MIDI through, it forwards your MIDI messages via the TRS MIDI input, USB playback volume, mute input, mute output. So these are all DAW workflow things that are going to be really useful when you're plugged in via USB. Keeping reverb, trail, and delays when you're in bypass. Only applicable in 4 preset mode. So if you're not using 4 preset mode, which now I feel like is kind of a better thing, where you're not using 4 preset mode, but you're using one big preset to bypass blocks. So that could be useful there for your spillover. And then we just got some change and fixes, smoother LED rings, and then a bunch of different fixes. Okay, so now connecting to Cortex Control. This is actually a free capture I have up, and you can get it from my username. By the way, if you're not following me on the cloud, you can see here my username is Sterlacci, the same as my Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, go follow me over there too if you want to keep in touch. And I have this capture. This is my clean channel of my matchless Samson era DC30 with a cab IR baked into it. So going down, this is my preset, and you see I have everything turned off. And on the controller here, I've got basically my toggles. So let's hear what it sounds like. First, let's tune, right? So I can now hold this, and you see I enter tune mode, both on the app and on the hardware. So here is just the plain old clean sound. So I can just pull up this preset with a pedal board or just as an all-in-one. This is my Les Paul studio session. This is my main touring guitar right now. I just got off the road for a month or so across Europe and Asia with this, and put some new pickups in it. I have a whole video on that. But yeah, this is my touring guitar. Okay, so when I now press drive on, it will turn the first drive on. I've got this kind of like as a solo boost, so it's going to be a little hotter. and I can just toggle it right on and off. Let's go to drive 2. And for my purposes, you could turn the reverb on and off. I'm never going to turn my reverb off. And we'll get to some criticism in a second about that. And then I have my modulation. Maybe that's a little too subtle for you. Let's just turn it all the way up so we can hear it for sure. And now let's turn the delay on, which if you go back to my signal chain, you'll see I have all 3 of those on. I don't think I figured out the tap tempo as far as MIDI goes, because that's just how I am with MIDI. That's definitely something that you can do. Tap tempo on device. Hold foot switch 1. Oh, well, I currently can't find the tap tempo, but let's do it this way. So you see, you could change your tempo there. Drive on. Hit some delay, get a little bit of a lead sound. Now I can hit that drive 1, which I was kind of figuring as my solo boost. All right, so that's a quick look at what this new update for the Nano Cortex can do. I'll link the notes below. That's pretty much all it does. It's a fine update. I'm glad that we have it. I'm glad that this is something that's now in Nano Cortex that we can actually do. What I think is next, and what I think that Neuro really has to get together on, is, I think this for Quad Cortex too, they've got to get better with the parameter controls and the flexibility to do so. So right now, if you're in MIDI mode, you can't control parameters, but if you're in expression pedal mode, you can set parameters and percentages to the expression pedal. So if I wanted a solo boost on a MIDI foot switch that controls a parameter for the amp, maybe brings up the capture volume or something like that. You can't quite do that at the moment. So I think that would be a good next step, is to allow MIDI changes to affect parameters and not just have to be in expression mode, because if I'm in MIDI mode, then I can use a controller. But if I'm in expression mode, I can't use a MIDI controller. So it ties your hands up. But in my opinion, you should be able to do both. Or if this can do MIDI through, then why can't an expression pedal go into the MIDI expression pedal of the controller and also have that control going into Nano Cortex? I think it's a little bit bizarre that you have to pick between MIDI and expression, and it won't let you do both simultaneously, which I hope will come in future updates. I mean, they're rolling them out. Updates are happening, so at least there's some progress and some movement with Nano Cortex. Now it's a much more suitable, compact, all-in-one fly rig, B rig, whatever it is you want to call it. I can go out and do a gig with this, no problem, and really have no complaints about it. I'd be actually really happy with it. So that does it for this video on the 2.1 Nano update. Let me know your thoughts below. Made it this far. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.